Howdy folks, and today we're looking at how to paint a skink oracle. So to start off with, you want to prime your model black, and we had an unexpected guest hiding once I've primed it. So that's a spider right there. He wasn't harmed, don't worry, we'll just put him aside. So after we've done that, we're going to be applying some dead white from the layer. And once we've done that, we're going to be applying a blue that I use for all my skinks, which is light sea blue from the layer. I think it works really well on skinks as it's a much lighter colour. For the grey, the sort of the throne slash toilet that he's sitting on, we're using sea grey. So just be careful with that. Try not to get it on any of the blue that we've done already. Once that's dry, we're moving on to a highlight colour, and then we're using a light grey from the layer for that. For the purple gem, we're using hexed lichen purple from the layer. So the idea of it is you want to keep adding white to the purple that we already have, and you sort of want to be highlighting the gem and leaving some of the previous area behind. So I believe I've done that maybe 3 or 4 times in total, so just adding more and more white every time that I paint. Yeah, as you can see, it's getting lighter and lighter, and obviously every time we do a passing we'll make sure to leave the previous colour behind. So for his robes, I have decided to use Abaddon black. The alternative that you could use, I suppose, is something like Vallejo black as well. That will absolutely work fine. For his crest, I have decided to use Mephiston red. Moving on to the gold now. Here we're using Retributor armor from Games Workshop. Take your time with it. Perhaps open up the picture that's on the GW website to sort of give you an idea where you're meant to do the gold, as there's quite a bit of it. So the hilt of the staff, I am using Xandri dust here. I'm also applying this to the teeth of our skink, as well as sort of any nails on his feet and hands that he might have. So here he is, just sitting there on his little toilet contemplating life. Oh dear. So the base, I make sure to follow the same colours for the rest of my army. So I'm using a dark brown, and that's Rhinox hide, followed by a dry brush of Tyrant skull. So here I'm just doing some shading of Reichland flesh shade on all the golden parts. I'm also using it on the feathers that we've done red, as well as the crest on, on his head. So just slowly work through all of that. There's no need to rush. Try and avoid getting it on the blue parts. Here I've just decided to use some white, and in this instance I am using Corax white. Highlighting the crest on the head and any of the red that we've done, I will be using Vermilion from Vallejo range. For the gold part, we're going to be doing the first highlight with auric armor gold. Take your time with it, you don't want to get it on any of the blue or the red, as you don't want to mess up the model. The second highlight that we're going to be doing on the gold will be Liberator Gold. And the idea is you've obviously highlighted those specific parts. And you want to leave the previous area where you've used the previous gold showing as well. So you haven't ruined all that work that you've already done. And for the final highlight, we're just using Stormhost Silver, and you're highlighting the sharpest edges of all of the gold. It's quite a simple model to do really, and you can obviously alter it as you see fit. In my instance, I just decided to paint it like this. I'm not sure whether I actually like this model. I mean, I sort of have a love-hate relationship with it. I really like the staff. I think I like the head. I like the, the golden orb that he's holding in his hand. I'm not really sure that I like the fact that he's sitting on this weird thing, like he's sitting on a toilet. Yeah, that's a bit odd. So for the dry brush on the cloak, I am using Dawnstone. And you want to use a dry brush for that. I'm using a small dry brush, specifically from GW. I mean, as you can see, my brushes aren't in the best state, but I still managed to do quite a decent job of the painting. So you don't always need to have the perfect tools to hand to be able to achieve a good result. And here I'm just slapping on some PVA on the base, because we're going to be putting some flock on there. So yeah, that's it done. So there's a little skink oracle. Really appreciate you watching the video. I would appreciate a like, a comment, and if you enjoyed the video, a subscribe would be great as well. Thanks very much. Bye bye.